or a thinking technique, and particularly mind mapping today. I know people who are going to 7-8 hour board meetings, you know, and that's just mad. And it is planning. So give us an example of a client.
Yeah, I've got a client, he's runs a video production company, and his problem was that he would go into meetings, they obviously would last forever, but also he'd forget the content, that, you know, things would come up, it would be minuted somewhere, but he wouldn't have grasped the content, so he's now having to ring people up and say, well, can you fill me in on this bit, that bit, because it just wasn't structured.
If I wanted to plan a sales meeting, for example, how would I do the agenda using a mind map? Could you show us?
Yeah, I can give you a demonstration.
Great.
Okay, so I've got a central image here that represents just generically sales, and then we can start to develop that by adding on the individual branches. So you might have the first branch here of your current sales, so the sales for this quarter or whatever that you're actually looking at analysing, seeing where those are coming from. And then you can maybe have another branch with your forecasts, the developing markets here, and maybe there's a linkage that the current growth reflects certain new markets. So you can then see how you're starting to develop that, and each of these can be developed and expanded as the meeting progresses.
And as you know, I use mind maps loads for presentations, and actually I can find just a branch with a picture, and then now I can talk about that picture for 5 minutes.
Yes,
so,
yeah.
And so, because it's quite right, you remember far more. With the
and
picture.
also the audience getting more engaged with the picture, more listening to what you're saying, than if you have your bullet points.
Yeah.
That they just get completely bored by that. They could have read the bullet points far quicker than listening to you saying them.
Yeah.
And if you're just reading them off from the screen, then no one's interested, and there's no engagement whatsoever. They've switched off after they've read the bullet points. They switch off and don't listen to what you're saying about them.
Yeah.
Whereas a picture, they're intrigued, and they want to learn more. They're more able to listen to you than focusing on something that's just a distraction.